All right, so
And
I don't need to take notes. Awesome.
no, you don't.
Awesome. I had it already.
I,
Okay,
I,
great.
I got you covered. I got you covered. All right. So first things first, why are we having this conversation? Well, this conversation's happening because 2, 3 years into this, we have come to the realization that it's easier for us to scale up and to be able to take on more clients if we do profit sharing as opposed to needing to keep all of the, all of the profits ourselves, but then need to have, this handyman on staff, or have this pest control person on staff. So like what we figured out was that if we just do what we do really, really well, which is bring people to property, and we let the property owners handle all of the little pieces, I don't have to have 8 people on staff. I
Okay.
can just, you understand?
Hmm.
I can have a fewer number of people to do what I got if I'm just willing to share the upside. So
Okay.
it's almost like the kind of like the opposite of like Eastman Kodak. At one point, Eastman Kodak did everything. They had, they were in the bowling alley business.
Hmm.
They had their own fire station. And now they're out of business. So if you do less, but just do more of what you do really well and be focused about it. Um,
Outsourcing, you're basically wanting to do.
exactly. Exactly. So that's kind of why we're having this conversation. You know,
So
we
let's break down what that would require of Dad and I.
so I guess what that would require of you guys, beyond what you guys are currently doing, is we wouldn't we would rely 100% on you for anything that's property related.
Okay.
So
Don't
so
we don't we already do that?
so we handle a lot of the small stuff. Like if there's a pest issue, we hire our pest guy. Uh,
Okay.
if there is a issue, say with like the plumbing or something, a toilet guy, we send over our guy. So we literally
But this is just
probably
for our properties.
only for your properties, right?
Okay, so we only have one with you.
Right. Mhm.
So what has I mean, I'm sure Dad would want to know if anything had to be done that was done other than pest relief.
Yeah, not much. I mean, really, your relationship with us isn't isn't going to change a whole lot. Like small things are going to change. Like for example, what we'll basically be doing as we go through the presentation is when I say that you guys will handle everything that has to do with the property. It's like, so like currently the RG&E is in our name and the Wi-Fi is in our name. That
Mm-hmm.
would transition at the end of our lease agreement.
Okay.
So you guys would take on the Wi-Fi and RG&E. Um, the other piece that off the top of my head, I don't think there was snow removal last year, but if there was, you guys would inherit that.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah. We just
So
tell people to shovel themselves, you
yeah,
know,
okay, all right. So
and there's a shovel available for them.
there you go. There you go. So again, what is this looking like for you guys? So what we currently have been doing and will continue to do is to sort corporate professionals in your place. Um, we have had some opportunities to get some medical students in there in the past, but but for the most part,
How long term are you talking with those? What's the time frame when you say short?
midterm, our longest midterm has been someone who's been with us for like 4 months.
The
And
longest, you said?
that's the longest, yeah.
Okay.
And typically we prefer the shorter terms because the longer a person's in your property, the more comfortable they get and the less conscientious they become when it
Uh-huh.
comes to other people. And because it is a shared
Good.
space, we
Good.
want them. Go ahead.
Oh, Lewis is on.
Oh, hey, Lewis.
Hey, everybody.
Okay.
Okay, so
Um,
all right. So yeah, you want them to be short term and you source these people. That's what you
so
do.
that's what we do. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let me just here's some of these. All right. So this is what we currently do and we will continue to do. But a lot of times it's autopilot for us because this is what we do. You guys may not be aware of it.
Mhm.
So guest book and recommendations for things in the area. That's a big thing for guests for who are not familiar with. So we do it. Concierge services. Sometimes people come into town and
Right. And I
maybe.
haven't seen your houses they're all, decorated.
Mhm,
Yeah. Okay.
mhm. Yep, yep. So SEO optimization so people can find us when they search the internet. Price optimization, like that's a big thing like this time of year because as the seasons change, so do the demand. So if we don't have access to historical
Get a friend
data,
stopping over.
yeah, we may not be priced right. So we always want to be competitive when it comes to pricing.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm back.
No problem. I saw again, this is being recorded, so you guys, you and your dad can. I would just double check to make sure it is recorded. I think I did it before Lewis got in. Yeah, it is
Yep, it
recorded.
is. It
Okay.
is. It is. You're
Okay.
good.
All right. All right. So let's get into the nitty gritty. From your perspective, this is something that we've been doing the whole time. So this is not anything. Okay. So here's the as is. Currently, I believe $1,400 a month over a year aggregates to 16,800. That's what
Hmm.
you guys are currently making in
Right.
this current relationship.
Hmm.
So what we're basically suggesting is modifying the relationship so you can participate in the upside. All right. When we say participate in the upside, what I'm talking about is a 70-30 split based on some of the data points that I want to share with you right now.
Okay.
All right. So here's the current place. It's performing well. We're actually going to do some upgrades in it shortly and actually retake some photos.
Okay.
One of the things that we didn't do is we didn't bring in a professional photographer from the very beginning,
Okay.
but in the next phase of our business relationship, that's what we want to do. Because all of my places that have the professional photography, we're outpacing the others 2-1. So that's more than a want. That's a must.
Chunky, come
Um,
here. Chunk. Sorry, Liz. I'm sorry, Earl. Okay. Okay, Chunky,
nope,
come on. I'm here. Go ahead.
no problem, no problem. So the one thing I want to emphasize is that this 16,800. Lewis is not a typical tenant in that he's not there, and none of his people are there 100% of the time. But if you were to swap Lewis out for someone else, you would be guaranteed the 16,800, but that's 100% occupancy. And I want to
Right.
stress that because that 100% occupancy creates a lot more wear and tear on the property. So what I'm going to be doing is giving you some snapshots of places that are performing, and they're performing, getting that revenue, and their occupancy is way lower than 100%. Because that's the only reason that this conversation even might remotely be appealing. Because we
Okay.
want to guarantee you your rent rates, but we want to also guarantee your rent rates knowing that your place is not going to be occupied 80, 90, 100% of the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, um, so let's look at some points, some point of comparisons. This is email. All of this data I'm sharing with you right now is in an email that went out maybe 5 minutes ago before Lewis popped on. So you'll be able to access to it. This link here will give you access to this property. So this is a
Did you
place
send that to Dad too?
I did not, but I can do that.
That's okay. I'll just forward it to him.
That's cool. So this is a little place on Sawyer Street. The emphasis and the price, the point of it is their and this is not monthly revenue. This is their annual revenue. Their annual revenue is 17,000.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they're getting it with only needing to have a 57% occupancy.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's go to another price point. This is another place on Kimbrough Road. Again, this is not monthly, this is annually. 27,000 and revenue. And what they're doing, which is very unique, is they're using the whole space during the peak seasons, and then during the peak season, they're doing the room rentals, similar to what Lewis is currently doing,
Okay.
which brings another opportunity that we will be tossing around of jumping on that bandwagon too, and maybe sprucing the space up a little brighter to make it appealing to those destination people during those
Monthly
high
revenue
seasons.
is can't be 27,000.
No, I just corrected that. That's annual revenue.
Okay.
I'll change the slides
Okay.
before we're all done. Do
Okay.
apologize. Yep. And that was on Kimbrough Road. Let's get another price point. This is in Devon Road, also near Kimbrough. This place, again, the annual revenue is 20 grand. And
Mm-hmm.
this is also based on an occupancy of less than 50%.
All right. So you guys don't have to put the cleaning when a new person comes in, or
We do.
okay.
Yep.
So if you have 38% occupancy, you maybe have like four tenants throughout the year, I'm guessing.
No, it would be higher, it would be a higher percentage than that because
Yeah, yeah, it
which
depends on how long, I guess. Right.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Um, and also the thing is when you have
So how
shorter,
much is the rent on this place that you're showing me now for the person that owns it?
let's go to the link.
If this was their regular rental property, like my sister owns a house.
Yeah, let's go to their link and we can look
So you're
at their
doing these like Airbnbs, is what you're saying,
Mhm,
or not that frequently.
correct. If I'm hearing your question. So these are short term to midterm.
And short term, what's the shortest short term?
A weekend.
Oh, well, okay. So that isn't like an Airbnb, it's just a different alternative. You're just
Um,
offering a service similar to Airbnb, but different, but the same. It's the same, but you guys.
yeah. Well, I would. Yeah, I don't want to muddy the water because what we're doing is we're going to, when it makes more sense to do short term, like during the high season, that's what we're going to do because that's going to give us a higher price point.
Okay.
But when it makes more sense to lower the prices and to book for a longer stay, like for the traveling nurses, that's what we call
Right.
midterm
So you
rental.
find whatever you can basically that works.
Yes, it
And you
is
can
all
source them a lot easily because of your connections.
you got it. You got it.
Okay. All right.
All right. All right. All right. Don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, but I do want to answer your questions. All right. All right. So again, so this is our current position right now, um, based on guaranteed revenue. And we want to go to the shared revenue model. So what would that look like? So based on the numbers that we were able to generate from the historic data, because we use their DNA and we use a bunch of other models, what we would basically be doing is after our split, you guys would be, seeing a net revenue of $33,000.
Instead of the $16,000?
Correct.
Come on, this has got to be some sort of trick.
Which I'm not trying to trick you. Again, these are projections. These are
Oh,
projections. I mean, so that that's why I said we go into this open eye based on historical data. Um, and this is based on a 50% occupancy rate. Again, what are we doing? We're doing the exact same thing that we've been doing, but now we're sharing the profits for you because it's easier for us to scale up if we're not handling
right,
all those other
right.
pieces.
So the only thing you really need us to still do, well, what we need us to do is to pay the yearly gas and electric and Wi-Fi for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
That's basic, and then continue to take care of the property as we have.
Correct.
So that's the only difference.
That's the right. You're really not going to see a huge change in what you're currently doing.
So basically, it's just mean that we're going to be paying the gas and electric and for the Wi-Fi for the that apartment.
Right.
Okay.
So the biggest shift is instead of getting on the first getting a lease payment, you're going to be getting a profit sharing payment that goes out by the 10th of every month based on the number of bookings that we've gotten.
Okay.
All right, and I want to take a minute and go into that. So again, this is all going to be sent to you, so it's apples to apples. But so these are some other again for you to review. But this is how we can, this is our performance guarantee. So you're in a unique situation, right? Because we're not new and you're not new to us. So
Right.
normally we
Right.
we tell people we're dating, we're not getting married.
Right.
After
Right.
60 days, if you're not seeing that your prorated rent rates, um, look, we'll break up. No hard
Hmm.
feelings. So we're going to be having a probationary conversation in this relationship. Okay.
Yep.
So that being said, I think the biggest thing that I'm going to encourage you to do is the management agreement, this link. Take a moment and go through it because it's going
Hmm.
to replace our lease agreement. But I
Hmm.
do want to go through the sample monthly income report because this is how we're going to communicate out to you what the revenue is. All right. So again, this is a report that will go out by the 10th of every month,
Hmm.
and it's going to capture the
What was
income
made in each month?
you got. And then it'll actually do it by property or by room. Because sometimes we have the whole house listed in one, but it may have three rooms. So that'll
Okay, so
all be
let me ask you, how much do you guys make off of that property selling it by room?
so
As you've been doing it?
it'll be a 70-30%
No, for you
split.
guys. What did you make the past year that you've been there?
Um, because we have multiple spaces, I would really have to grab that data and bring it back to you. Because
So,
right
like, I know
now,
the place across the street
hmm
is not often filled, and
hmm
other than having those sort of questionable people from whatever this past summer,
hmm
everyone else has been very quiet. We don't even see them come or go.
exactly. That's what we like.
Yeah, um, which is great. So, but I know that I mean, obviously, it's a profit maker for you.
hmm
So, you just don't want to have to take care of all the different RG&E and all the different people. Just have the homeowners take care of that shit, just so it's one less thing for you to have to fucking worry about. Is that what I'm getting at? You're getting
You
that?
got it. It's one less file on my computer
Right.
called
So
my
you're
brain.
willing to share some of your profits as well, as long as having that taken care of, and then we'll pay for it, but yet so the 30% we're getting, we still have to deduct what we're going to be paying for the gas and electric and the Wi-Fi.
Correct.
So we need to figure out what that costs first
Correct.
for whatever
Hmm.
properties you might be interested in. Um,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great plan. I mean, it sounds like it's as long as it really works, it's a great
Hmm.
thing. Go ahead and show me more numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, that's why we talk and we say that we're dating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because until we're actually um beyond the concept phase. So this is the breakdown. So we look at what Airbnb is gonna pay you guys out, and then we deduct from on our end some fees, namely cleaning and namely software, because we're leveraging AI to set the prices, and then that's basically how we are deriving our management fee.
All right. So this is a house you have on Rockingham for real?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Which one? What number Rockingham?
This is number blah 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 blah. Uh, I think
Rockingham
number.
Cutler?
There's two properties in this management cluster.
Okay.
Um,
That's owned by the same person.
correct,
All right.
correct.
So is that profit showing for two houses or just one?
For two houses.
So the total profit to the person that owns them was that 5,000 or 6,000
Correct.
down at the bottom.
Right.
That's a profit for 1 month.
Yeah.
Go down, scroll down. So keep scrolling. 5,353 was for 1 month
Hmm.
for two places.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's our monthly communication. Now, so every month something similar to this will go out. The only thing that may change, and probably will change, as we kind of diversify our lead source, is it may not be all Airbnb data. I may have some furnished
So
finder
you
data.
do still use Airbnb.
Primarily, absolutely.
Okay, I got you. I got you. You just do all that grunt work and do all the, yeah. I mean, my friend Melissa is really wonderful at listings like that. She's, enhances, and I've had a couple of friends who, my friend owned a house on the lake
Mm-hmm.
by Seabreeze, and she rented it for 450 a night. Um, yeah, but it was a big house and it took a lot to clean.
Okay.
I mean, it was just, but I mean, it was right. It had its own private beach. It was right across from Donna Bob's, or
Oh, okay.
whatever it's
Okay.
called.
Yeah.
By Bill Gray's
Bill Grace. Yeah.
down
I
there.
have
So
a.
you had to walk up a hill. So she sold it. The house just sold. She sold it last year. She's from Lima, from Peru, and she sold it for 625. And 1 year during the pandemic, doing the Airbnbs with a minimum of 3 nights, I think she did.
Mhm.
She made 48,000 for the year. And
Correct.
that was just renting it during the summer months.
Right. Hmm.
But again, that slowed down a lot. But I know that you have a lot of U of R people, RIT people, strong, all of those things add to it. Because hers is far away. I mean, it's a hop, skip, and a jump on the expressway. And again, she's not doing it anymore. But um, yeah, so again, I see the profit factor. We have a cottage that we're trying to get a guy out of that's on Genesee Street. That's an adorable cottage. Um,
Okay.
and it's behind 1203, which 1203 is also available. But so dad's gonna be out 1203 right now, $1,600 a month since August, September, October. We're going into November, and are you awake, Lewis? Or are you just slow? His visual looks like he's like falling asleep, but it's just slow motion. Can you see it, or is it just you're
No,
you're totally fine?
I can
I see you.
His
So,
connection's
mine's
slow.
tilting slowly.
so Diana, am I hearing
Can you
you
hear
right?
me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. So if I'm hearing you right, so this cottage that you're saying is going to be available at some point, or is currently available.
It's not available now. The kid there is still not paying it what he should be. It's been a big bone of contention. Um, it's just a cute little bungalow.
Okay.
It's got like a vintage kitchen that dad restored. It's just cute.
Right.
It's got skylights. It's just adorable. And he's
Wow.
like, oh, we should turn that into Airbnb. And I'm like, well, you know what? I was like, that's a lot of work for me because who knows how long we'll get people to go, and I'd have to go clean it. And I think it's got its own washer dryer. Yeah, it's got a washer dryer built. Oh no, it doesn't. They have to use the washer dryer in the main building. But we do have 1203 available, which is a 2-story, second and third floor.
Mhm.
Again, that has not been rented because it's a bad time of year.
Mhm.
And the apartment behind you, 1105, behind 1107
Mhm.
on Genesee Street, is also going to be available. We were going to rent it out to the woman that's there now because she wants to move out. Her boyfriend and she broke up. She wants to move out December 31st. Good luck finding a place that's going to take her with 2 dogs.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
gonna be tough. Yeah.
And she can't afford the 1,300 plus gas and electric. But I know I said, well, you're not going to have an easy time finding a place. We're not going to have an easy time finding somebody to rent it. So if you can afford $1,100 a month until spring, when the students start to come back in, because we like that's pretty much been we like to stay on the student schedule, but dad's a softie sometimes.
Gotcha.
And he's like, okay, fine, Well, I'm a softie. I concur with him, and if he says okay, I'm fucking fine with it.
Mhm.
Sometimes we're just stuck. It's like we are now, and I get more worried about it too. I'm like, Dad, but when I fucked up I put a rental out at 1043 Genesee Street downstairs, and he's a graduate student. He's there. He's fine, but I fucked up the rental when I posted it and thought that our genie was included, and it's not. So now we have to take off the 70, whatever the monthly our genie is for that rental, which
Mhm.
which I don't know what. Again, I just fucked up. So
Mhm.
which I hadn't done before, but I did.
Right. No, hey, when you got multiple things happening, it's sometimes it's hard to compartmentalize.
Yeah, well, yeah, and again, yes, I know upstairs is this and that, so now I just know to fucking check it out.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, Trump administration would advise that fluorides removed from the nation's water supply. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm sorry,
FYI,
I'm
is your
reading the
dad
subtitles.
is your dad going to be at the auction I see coming up this week?
For what?
I see there's an auction coming up
What
downtown.
option?
Tax lien
Oh no,
auction.
he does not want any more apartments or buildings. No,
Okay.
no, 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 Earl.
I wasn't sure. I didn't want to assume
No,
anything.
he is 81, and
Okay.
he is no. That's why I'm now taking over the dirty business of just
Right.
contacting and finding people and showing places and checking off. Nope, sorry, we don't
Mm,
want Section 8, and I don't know if that's legal or not, but we've had a lot of bad luck with it, and so
Diane,
I
I
just don't
understand.
reply at this point. So
Yeah.
we've had one woman that wouldn't leave the house during COVID. She was there for 2 years and got scot free. Got off scot free on spruce.
Listen, Lewis's grandfather was a lot like your dad. He was a softie.
Mm.
And so we saw growing up, I saw the good, the bad, and the ugly. And when my dad decided to retire from Eastman Kodak, he asked me and my 2 brothers, what was our interest in continuing with the landlording.
Yeah.
Not one of us checked off that we were interested.
Yeah.
It was just too, it was too crazy.
Well, yeah, and the times change, right?
Yeah.
But when Dad started buying, it was like late 1970s. I mean, I lived at 1203 when I went to college at U of R. I mean,
Hmm.
my friends lived at the place that Lewis is renting out.
How about
They
that?
were at RIT. Yeah, Kathy Carroll. We used to do lots of drugs. So much fun.
I think every college student has that dark side.
Anyway, so yes, there would the place in the back will become available in the spring
Hmm.
if you wanted to have a look at it. But if she can afford to stay there for 1100 for the winter, I would like to let her stay there so she doesn't have to move back
Hmm.
to
Yep.
Vermont. So just because I offered that to her, even but it's cute. It's got granite countertops in the kitchen. The bedrooms are more equal than the ones at 1107,
Hmm.
and the living room's a little bit smaller, but it's got a living room and a dining room.
Okay.
Um, but it's adorable, and it's black and white checker floor, and it's washer dryer in the basement, its own, and it's got the off-street parking too. So I don't know how many people actually use the parking, but this is all a good thing, and I'll have to get. I'm glad we did this early. I'm going to
Hmm.
be out of town soon, and
Hmm.
so is Dad for much of November. So I will make a point to talk about it with him.
Sounds good. So,
Of course, he
sit
can
on
call
it.
you, but
We
um,
have the holidays. If any questions come up, again, we're going to honor our relationship with the mindset that, January 1st, we're either partnering in a new venture or,
yeah,
we're going to,
I mean, it seems to make sense, and as long as Dad might want to see more of the profit margin for him
sure, sure.
um overall, and maybe
Hmm.
he'll want to talk to you in person, Earl.
That's fine. Hmm.
Um, and he'll probably be a softie and be like, "Okay, I like you, you're great," which is great because I love you too. So, so that's not a problem. But he's the dad, he's the man in charge, and I want him to just, you know, get
Absolutely.
be fully in touch with you, as
Hmm.
well as with me. So even though I'm going to make him watch this,
Okay.
he's the big boss.
He built
He
this
can be a pain in my
and
ass, but I
we
love
got
him
to
to
respect that. Yep.
death. I'm sure, Earl,
Um,
you can relate to that somehow. I'm sorry, Lewis, you can relate to that with your dad, huh?
You have no idea how much.
he can relate intimately.
We love you dads. We do. All right. So is there anything else that's key that you would like to share with me?
No, again, our belief is that, this is not a new relationship. We just want to take it to another level. And then if it feels good,
If there's a
you know,
profit with dad, he'll be happy with it. That's
okay,
all he cares about. That's
that's
it.
that's the main thing.
Okay.
Just keep the main thing the
That's
main
it.
thing.
It's the
Okay,
profit. It's the profit margin that's the key with him.
okay.
So if that profit margin turns out to be true after we take the deductions, the net value and the all that stuff with the RG&E and all that stuff,
Hmm.
then if it's lucrative, then I'm sure he would be like, yeah, okay. It might mean that might have to actually hire somebody, although he will insist with you that hiring an exterminator is a bunch of bullshit and you just need to put your own poison down there and take care of it yourself because they just do the same fucking thing.
Yeah. And
Uh,
and begin and believe it or not, we have probably overpaid in the past because that's just not our area of that's not our knowledge
but I
base.
mean, but that doesn't mean people still complain. Like he's not going to get the rat boxes on the outside. That's going to have somebody come monthly. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be more likely to go ahead and put some sugar with some arsenic in it in the basement and leave it. Not arsenic,
Hey,
but you know what I mean.
hey, at the end of the day, there's effective and there's ineffective. As
It's what
long as
he's
it's
going to take care of himself. If
yeah,
and just like his own house, that's how he would take care of it. He really will not pay for somebody to come and do that shit. Um,
yeah.
So
Sounds good. Sounds good. How about you? Any questions you have for me at this point?
no, I know.
Okay.
Again, it's the profit margin. If we continue to do what we've been doing, I don't have to go in and clean. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the yearly deep clean. What is so? That's something that when I
Well,
need.
because the truth of the matter is because of the number of turnovers,
Mhm.
it's on a high level. So it doesn't really get that dirty.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I clean houses weekly, so I get
Yeah,
that. Um,
yeah,
houses with dogs, whatever, but if
yeah,
you're on it like a nanny, like I have one person, they're elderly and they're my friends and I go and I clean baseboards every time I'm there. Quickly, like boop, boop,
yeah.
I do one room at a time, whatever. Um, but the one person I take care of is Airbnb. He only pays me like a minimum amount of money, $30 an hour, which is not what I do normally charge.
Mhm.
But his Airbnb is not, I would never want to stay there. There's not cotton sheets. Uh,
Mm.
there's not down comforters. There's not down pillows. I don't, those things,
He doesn't have the amenities.
they're not high end.
Hmm.
Um, uh, yeah, he doesn't have pillowcase covers, which annoys the
Mm.
shit out of me. I find that disgusting.
Yeah,
And I'm a picky bitch. If I go stay in Airbnb, I'm like, this does not have, really, I want good linens,
right, right, right,
I'll travel with my down pillow if I have to,
right. No,
which
I
I
got
have
you.
done. So yeah, but he just doesn't, when he cleans it, the baseboards aren't done. He doesn't have a regular vacuum. I bring my Dyson
Oh
and
my
I can't
goodness.
believe what I bring up. I'm like, this is who that, and he's got a
Who,
gold star
what's
rating.
his market? Is his market
I don't
people?
even know. It's on Phylon Street off of 490 heading towards Seabreeze.
No,
It's
okay,
it's like a
okay.
little cute little bungalow. But
Well,
it just it just doesn't cut it for me. I mean, the headboard, the bed, everything. And there's not finials on the top of the lamps. That kind of stupid stuff.
mm-hmm,
Um
mm-hmm. Which is he a super host? A host? What is his?
what's I don't know if my friend Norma was a super host. She gets 5 stars. What's the next one below that?
You need 5 to 4.8, 4.8 and higher.
I
You're
think a
considered
lot
a
of
super
people
host.
just say, yeah, it's great. His towels
Mm.
are raggedy. And when I say raggedy, I mean absolutely disgusting.
Wow.
I've told
Okay.
him I go to Goodwill and I see a bunch of white, beautiful pillow or towels there, brand new. People, what? You can bleach them.
Uh-huh.
So Norma had all white. You could bleach
Wow.
it, all cotton, everything delightful.
Okay.
Again, I'm being judgy. That doesn't mean yours has to be that way.
No, well, you know what you'll pay for. And the truth of the matter is, I have people who balk that our prices are too high. Oh, I could go down the road and,
Okay, well then
spend
go.
exactly, exactly. So I've seen both sides of it.
I
Either
get
we're
it,
too
Earl.
bougie or
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
bougie, but I mean, I don't know. It's a standard. Bougie's beyond.
yeah.
Bougie's like having like snacks in the kitchen for yourselves and like a Nespresso machine's fully stocked. That's bougie. But just basic cotton sheets and covering and I don't know. I just clean blinds, blinds that aren't broken, those kinds
Right.
of things. Which this guy's house has broken blinds. I'm just horrified.
No, that's a pet peeve of my wife. So that I
And
get
he's
that.
gay. You'd think he would know better. Honest to God. And he's a teacher in the city. I just, ugh. Anyway.
What's that
All right,
show?
that's enough of me bitching.
I hear you.
Whatever.
All right. But this was a good talk. Thanks for
All right,
taking
it
a
was a good
moment.
talk. All right, Lewis, you've been very silent. That's okay. Hi.
It's been a crazy day. It's been a crazy day. So I'm taking it in as much as I'm ready to say so.
All right, handsome. Okay. All right, you're both handsome. I will share with Dad. If not this week, when I don't get back till right after. He's going to be gone when I'm right after I'm gone. I leave the 12th.
I'll send you the
23rd.
video
Okay.
later
All
this
right.
week. When you get to it.
Okay. And trust me, it's here. Okay. It's in the top of my head.
Gotcha.
All
Okay.
right, I just pointed to my head, even though I'm not on visual, so I don't have to look at myself.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right, gentlemen, say hi to Yvonne.
I
Of
sure will.
course.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.